Hey guys, how's it going? Jay Sensational here. Welcome back to the channel where today I have a really cool deck that I want to share with you guys. This is JAYCE LUX. This is a sort of pseudo Demacia mid-range deck with a little bit of PNZ thrown into it. This is a deck that has been played a lot by a person of the name of Davebo. He's been pretty much like one-tricking this deck on ladder. And what really caught my attention was when I was making the 8 decks to climb on on Monday. This deck had like a 57% win rate over like 1,000 or so games over the past week. And that definitely stood out to me because, well, one, Jace isn't really played much nowadays. Lux isn't played much nowadays. And so seeing them together in this kind of deck didn't really, I guess it didn't really, like, it wasn't the first thing that came to me when I was thinking about what the best decks right now. But with the resurgence of Scouts, these bigger, slightly bigger Demacia decks have really come to crush. And what I think this deck does really well, in addition to being a little bit of a beefier Demacia deck, you know, you have your 3-4 Vanguard Sergeants, you have Jace being a 4-mana 4-4 Challenger, you have Radiant Garden, you have Lux, you have these very well-statted units that can block Scout units really easily, but you also have the addition of your PNZ removal tools. You have Thermal Beam, very good at dealing 1 damage, very good at dealing with MF. Mystic Shot just adds an extra layer of flexibility. Shock Blast, kill 2 MFs if they have 2 MFs on board. It's just a very good way of developing a very strong and potent mid-range threat. You have so many very, very strong cards in the early game if you get your engine going. You have cards like Mage Seeker Persuader. This is a 2-mana 4-3 Challenger. Already, having a 3 health at a 2-mana stat line is so good paired with Challenger. This deck just really aims to farm on Scouts. But even outside of Scouts, what I find really good about this deck is just how much pressure it can generate. With a level Jace and a level Lux on board, suddenly cards like Shock Blast deals 6 damage to your opponent's face, generates 2 laser beams. Something like 4 Demacia if you double this, or even if you play it with Lux on like a 4-wide board, you suddenly now remove 1 unit, and then your opponent's forced to trade down their entire board, and then maybe you're still pushing 6 damage. The whole concept of this deck is so strong in its mid-range capacity, just being able to go wide on board, and then suddenly just buff them up really big with either the 4 Demacias off the Sergeants or the acceleration gate off of 1 Jace levels. You're just able to get in that 1 really big swing. Maybe you have an Aegis to rally on it as well, but you also have access to quite a bit of burn. Shock Blast with a level Jace on board being able to go face just deals 6 damage to our opponent's face. Not to mention we have 2 more Jaces as the champ spells, being able to deal so much damage to our opponent's face after we get that 1 swing. It's very reminiscent to somehow of like an Draven Ezreal kind of game plan, just a lot less focus on the board removal aspect. It's a lot more focused on tempo, a lot more focused on board, and just beefing out your opponent, getting those good value trades, and things like that. So you'll definitely be very good into the Scouts, you'll be very good into a lot of Demacia decks, and you're actually quite good into a lot of control decks, because if your control deck isn't running either like Vengeance, Ruination, or Deny, it's very hard to get out of these really gummy board states. Because we just go wide, and even if our opponent's playing Deny, we just like Deny check him like once a turn. We play for Demacia, do you have Deny? We play like any 6-cost spell with like a level Jace and Lux on board, do you have Deny? It's just really powerful in what it does, and I think it's a really cool deck that I think hasn't really been picked up on the radar yet, and so I just want to pick it up, show some games, and just show off what the deck's really all about. So thank you guys for tuning into the video today. Please do leave and like, subscribe if you do enjoy the daily content. But I'll leave you guys with the games. Thank you, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, guys. Odd. Ooh. It's kind of funny, huh? So now that like people are trying to beat up on Scouts, people are trying to beat up on the people trying to beat up on Scouts. And that's exactly what Dragons is trying to do, huh? That's no good. Maybe they run like the Dragon Caller, so I want to keep this and maybe I Mystic Shot like the 1-2. But this matchup's gonna be tough. We'll see how we pull this one out. We need to like really try to mid-range them out of this game. But this hand doesn't quite look like it. Huh? When they play the Dragon Caller, that's an easy Mystic Shot. Back to back's like a good card. Okay. Playable card. It is a playable card. Yeah, I can just get in for now. Okay. Extra 2 damage is good. Play 3 drop, yup. I'm actually mystic shotting this now. Let's see what we hit off of here. These are all not that good. Shock Blast likely doesn't kill much. Probably just for Demacia, look to get a good attack sometime down the future. And I will probably just kill the Dragon Child here. So next turn we still have the opportunity to like play back-to-back if we wanted to. Maybe it gets him if he plays like Shyvana and attacks. So let's say he plays Shyvana, he attacks, we back-to-back. It's a 4-5 instead of 2-4, so at least we trade off for one of them. I don't know if that's like the most profitable trades we can get, but... Okay, well now if he's attacking, we definitely go for it. If he passes, that's gonna suck a lot. Unfortunate. Not much we could have done there.
The sun is shining. We should too.
Lux is at least good. We're not going to attack with Lux because of Concerted Strike. I don't want to give up my Lux into that, whereas I have the back-to-back and I can like really get him. I'm sort of chilling right now. Like this back-to-back will probably catch him off guard, and that's what I'm hoping for. Next turn we're going in with 9 mana. We can back-to-back plus something. Not really. Oh, interesting. Very interesting choice. Well, now I get a free attack with the Lux then. Now he's tapped into Concerted Strike.
Illuminate the enemy.
This back-to-back is still really good. We can like backpack single Concerted Strikes Nos. But back-to-back here is insane. +3/+3, right? Yeah. And it will like burst level our Lux, which is like huge. I do want to try to catch him off guard the best I can. If he passes here again, we'll just force an attack next turn, I guess. Next turn we can like back plus rally. Now we just go for it. Let's do this. I could do it on here so that I could rally. Oh. Is that good? It's kind of crazy, right? Like, if I can rally this turn as well, shoot a laser beam, that'd be so insane. Oh, and it still survives too, holy crap. Wow, am I bad at math. So now we get the mana here, we get the final spark, and we get the rally. That'd be so insane if we pull this all off. Because then we can swing in with these guys into here. He gets like a single combat here, and it buffs them +2/+2. +3/+4/+4. That's kind of scary. If like a single combat just buffs it by +4/+4. It's actually really insane. Kind of crazy how that works. We probably give up the rally dream this turn. But we always have like for Demacia rally. These turns are so pivotal. Like we need to make sure he gets off the board and we steamroll him. It could just be like a strike onto here, which would buff it like +4/+4 or something crazy. We can single combat back. You could like sharp sight, and then we lose everything. 2 spells. Sharp sight. Still confused. I'm happy if this goes through. Let's put it that way. It's like a single combat onto the 2/2. I can deal with that pretty easily. Like I can single combat the 2/2 away if I need to. Rafing. Okay, and this is pretty simple. Just what if we did this instead? This is also fine. Seems okay. Yeah, now we're ahead on board, and his hand as the Dragons player is likely going to be pretty bricked. It's kind of hard for him to have like really like smooth plays from out here on out. This is really good for us now.
A beacon through the dark.
I'm actually trying to sneak through like this Fortimacia next turn. I know what he does. So our Lux is 2. Jace. Jace is 1 off. Jace can't be played this turn with a 6 cost spell. So we have 9 mana here. We can play this plus Fortimacia. We can't Fortimacia Rally. We could. I don't think that's correct though. Let's just look, see what's in the box, and go from there.
I help when I can. Shut up when I can.
That is not what's in the box. Alright, well we just jam a Fortimacia here then. He'd have to like single combat or Concerted Strike here to get rid of my Lux. And if he doesn't get rid of my Lux here, I think I win. If I lose my Lux here, it's a little bit unfortunate. But with this hand, there wasn't really a way to protect that besides Concerted Strike, so I kind of just like forced him to have it here. Ooh, top deck. Double single? No way, right? Damn. Kinda crazy. It's still fine, most likely. We can just go Jace and go wide now. He's a couple turns off of A-Soul. He plays Eclipse into A-Soul. I think we're still fine here because we have Jace. Like, Jace can just, like, help us go so wide. Like, Jace. What the frick is that? Oh, God. I just want a quick attack here. I'm just gonna say he doesn't have any more strike spells. I just go, like... I just go, the assembly line into acceleration gate now. So good.
Replicating the power spike.
And then he'd have to have judgment. Maybe we save up concerted. Alright, let's go. Wow, that was really surprising. I didn't think we'd get through that, but the tempo that we created with Lux in that back-to-back was so backbreaking. So insane. That was a really cool game. Fighters. Fighters should be alright. We do have a very high density of 2 drops, and we have removal, which makes us a lot better than traditional mid-range decks. So the question is, do we keep assembly line? With our curve, if we want a Thermo Beam, can't really play it. Vanguard Sergeant is fine as a blocker. We'll look for like a Mystic Shot or something. Hand's a little bit slow, unfortunately, but I think it's fine. Board cheap is huge. We can't really block that. We can get better thermos, like on a Stygian or something like that, but slowing this down is really good, I think. You could also play Elise next turn. No, I think we're fine. Like, this being able to kill like a Stygian is really big. It's unfortunate we just kind of told him that we have a Thermo Beam. But, we can play this in open attack, I guess. And then we still have Thermo Mana for an Elise. Might even trade here. Oh wow, it doesn't trade. Okay. So now I just Thermo Elise. Yep. Perfect. And then I have Fearsome Blocker, non-Fearsome Blocker, Lux single combat coming up. We're stabilizing relatively quickly here. But as long as he doesn't have like Stygian plays. Even then, if he just like sing. Oh wow, that's so weak. Nice. Really big.
Soldiers to me.
Wow. Yeah, his hand's really poor. We can't open attack into assembly line, but that's fine. What's Punisher developing? Like a second Elise would be annoying. We'll just attack here. Like he has to block this eventually. I think it'd be really silly of him not to trade. Oh wow, really? Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that's not doing anything for you, buddy.
Remember the objectives.
I'm pretty happy with a single combat here. Staying like health whenever I can is good. And like a 3-1 is very hard for him to deal with anyways. He develops, we have Lux, we have like assembly line, we have a lot of punishes to development, even if he wants to play a Stygian here. Like if we really double Stygian, we just play Lux and then we're fine. I think the safest play is just Assembly Line. But, we'll wait for one more, I guess. And then we'll play Assembly Line. And then this shuts down like all these fearsomes. You even get 2 mana back this turn. Ooh, Skitter is huge. That was a play, huh? Oh wow. He got us there. Damn. Wow. Good play by him. I could have played around that. That was silly by me. Yeah, because now we lose, unfortunately. Whoops. Yeah, so I threw a winnable game. Or at least I threw a game that we should have definitely won. But he definitely got me off guard there, which is good for him. Because that was a really good play. Like, really, really good play. Hard to be mad about that. Definitely really caught me off guard. I definitely should have just passed one more time before I played the assembly line, because I wasn't actually taking lethal damage there, or much damage at all. Yeah, that was a mistake. Huge mistake. So a little autopiloted there for a second, and it cost us the game. Or we should have realistically been fine. We would have still taken a lot of damage, but we still should have been okay. Because then we just forward Demacia and trade down the board. But that was definitely a rough spot. It's a cool line. Iceborn Spiders. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. These sorts of removals don't really matter. Shock Blast is good, but only after he plays Iceborn. I think I'd rather just have units to gum up the board. Like Vanguard Sergeant, Fort Chief, good draw. Like these are good cards, right? These are really good cards.
Come on, people. Let's make tomorrow today.
Sucks if he has like a Vile Feast, I guess. But then he'd have to develop
Watch your backs.
Elise into the attack next turn.
Keep it up.
Nice. Good start so far. Doesn't have Elise. Doesn't have...
There's
Just
nothing.
drew Elise, but now we have the Vanguard Sergeant. Still attacks, interesting. I'm probably blocking here anyways.
I protect my own.
Because I don't want him to Iceborn and have like better trades. Like he likely plays like Crawling Sensations or something. Roll Chant. Whoa. Didn't see that one coming.
Let's go, people.
And that was a reason to not block, but I wasn't playing around with Troll Chant. And Jace can still cover this. Yeah, Vengeance. But then we just Shock Blast his 2 Spiderlings. Seems okay.
Nothing beats field.
Definitely didn't see that one coming. Definitely like got us with that Troll Chant. Does kind of make sense though. Ooh, pass. Okay, I'll take a pass then. It does kind of make sense because this is much more of a tempo deck. Like just play spiders plus just play for spiders plus the card. I don't know why it's so hard to say its name.
Meet them head on.
The card. Iceborn. Yes, Iceborn. And it's totally fine. Question is, do we play Lux? I'm a little bit hesitant to like stick too many units on the board when they could like potentially try to like play Ruination. Like if I play Lux and he Ruinates me, I'm kind of in a bad spot. Do we take that risk? Really tough. Hard call. I don't think I can. I can like open pass next turn. If I play Lux next turn, do I really want to play Lux? If I Lux open pass, he just like ruinates on me. This is really tough.
What's the solve?
It's like if he ruinates us and we lose our champions, I think it's equivalent of losing. Also, like Vengeance really gets us. I can see how this could be a tough matchup. We just really need to hope he doesn't really have it in hand. falling sensation. So we'll probably need to like shock blast some stuff down. Hope he doesn't have Iceborn, things like that. Oh Jesus Christ. Well, now I wish I played Lux, huh? Let's hope he doesn't have another Iceborn. If he has another Iceborn, we always lose. So there's no real point. Still kind of bad. The good news is he doesn't have Iceborn. The bad news is... The bad news is his board is still very scary. Okay. We have a blocker here. Back to back, then shock blast. He's in a spot where he doesn't really want to ruinate. He can't play pillar yet. I think we're still looking pretty okay. Like this back to back could be really good. I'm really sad we didn't get the Lux down. Like the Lux in this position would be just really good. So what are we back-to-backing, if we are back-to-backing at all? Probably do. Kill Trundle before he can flip it with the pillars. Pretty good. That was like options of vengeance. I don't really have a good way of clearing the Trundle, but I think it's something like this, plus buff this. So if he has vengeance, I block here. If he has Iceborn, sucks. He didn't have Iceborn last turn, so I'm just gonna bet that he still doesn't have it. Oh, we're safe from Iceborn because of the level up plus 1 health. And we'll probably take a chump here, I guess. Not that bad. Seems okay. But we're in the same position where now, like, playing Lux into, like, Ruination is bad. This is where, like, open Decklist would just really help, because whether or not knowing he has Ruination or not would just be, like, changing the game. Perfect. I could rally just to kill this. Not super good and all, but the alternative is I'm just shock blasting it. I don't hate shock blasting it. Just unfortunately I can't get the Lux down before then. I can. But then like Vengeance would just ruin my day. It's tough. So close yet kind of far. We don't have a board, so I think I just like rallying. Like getting this kill is important because I do want to play Lux. I want to be able to open pass next turn and then like play Lux after he does something and then see what's up. It's not the best rally, but I think it's fine because it sets us up for this turn where we can just like open pass. I think that had to benefit us, tough to say. He just goes in and kills Jace, I can just play Radiant. Yeah, I shouldn't Field Rush? No. Wow. That's annoying. Are we dead? No. Just barely not dead here. Wait, why is Lux not level? Oh, we haven't played a 6+ spell yet? It's kind of funny. If I were him, I would pull Jace, probably. And kill me with, like, Blighted Ravine. Ooh. Yeah, I definitely messed up this turn. I was supposed to play the 2-drop instead of passing there. It's definitely hard to, like, play around, like, Vengeance and everything in this kind of situation. He leaves my Jace up. I guess I'm in the same spot. Or die to Troll Chant, Fear the North. Lighter Ravine. Okay. Doesn't get the spider. Good, I guess.
We'll save Demacia from magic.
Not in a comfortable spot at all. Doesn't have Ravine though. We're so close. The issue is Lux is gonna die when we don't get the lasers, which definitely sucks. Giving like our challengers quick attack just to clear some spiders, I think pretty important this turn. Like we'll do this, he kills Lux, we play Radiant, and then at least we heal a bit too. It's kind of clear he doesn't have a way to like kill us here, but he can kill Lux. And then that was, oh wow, he doesn't kill Lux, that's so huge. What? How's he unable to kill Lux? It's not Lux has 2 health. Quick attack, overwhelm, overwhelm, quick attack. Oh, that's so big. What? That's insane. He like ruinates us? And then we just clock him for 12 and heal 4? That's so insane if that's the case. Ruination still does suck, but we have a lot of burn now and he's running low on heal. Pass. I do want to bait him into killing something so I can play Radiant.
No more holding back.
It's probably wrong though. Like he has a freeze potentially and wants to just like kill one of my champs. Now if I had rallied, like I'd feel a lot more confident, but I still stand by my play, I think. Like an avalanche. Could also be like another, like the third crawling sensation. Or brood. Okay, well then let's just get in.
Begin in battle.
You can't outrun justice.
So he doesn't die here, so there's no real point. We can cast a shock blast if we want to just like chip off some other guys. Oh, we should have dragged the 5/3. Wow, really? This is his hand. We're 1 off. Can't kill him yet. Doesn't seem to be able to kill us. Like, if he had Atrocity, would he have 1? Probably. I'll probably cash in 1 Shock Blast this turn, and then next turn when he plays Pillar, I'll just play another one. If he has Atrocity, we always lose. So there's no real point playing it. We'll just set us up for the best chance of success. Oh no, he's actually just dead here. Wait, he's dead? Wow. He's actually dead. Alright, didn't expect that one. Quite lucky there. I think this matchup was definitely not the greatest for us. But we played well around Avalanche or Vengeance, where he Vengeance our 3/4, not our Jace. And that definitely helped us snowball into this position. Wow, yeah. Crazy. I didn't expect to win this one. HDR is just on aggro right now, it seems. Kind of funny. But now we can't play into the old... Not a good. Not really. Alright. They don't really play a lot of 1 health units, or at least less than like spiders for sure. I think we'll just rather find like a unit. They don't have fearsomes anymore, so that's something we have to worry about less. It's okay. Ideally, I would have like a Forge Chief. I can get Mystic Shot if I need to. Ooh, great draw. Really good draw. I'll explain how good that draw was.
Come on, people. Let's make
Maybe
tomorrow
just Mystic Shot
today.
another one.
The dead don't need riches.
Not on my work site, bub.
Yep, now I just play Vanguard Sergeant. We have the Shock Blasts. We're pretty much stable here. Unless he can go really wide. We might even like thermo this for one if we need to.
Glory unrelenting.
Sure. Ooh, that's a good draw.
The ocean whispers her secrets.
Show them our metal.
It's a little bit awkward. We could like,
Great corpses of them all.
so we could do some interesting plays. Like we could single combat this into here and like play Radiant. Although that doesn't seem very good. How do we deal with this? We could like Shock Blast, Thermo it. Doesn't seem very good either. I want to start removing things. I don't know what things I do want to remove though. Like from this position, I just don't want to like make bad plays. Like go do the safe thing, kill Gangplank. You could you could like fervor this guy, like get in some free damage. Ooh. Killing this guy without being active Radiant might be dangerous. Very interesting.
Remember the objectives.
It's cute. Still unable to play Radiant Guardian this turn. Also funny. Forgot about that synergy. Kind of funny. He develops we just like Thermal Gangplank on. I'm really just trying to see where I can play this.
Meet them head on.
Play this Radiant down. Maybe next turn. I wonder if he plays Make It Rain. The only reason why I could think of making that attack. What? That's wild. It's actually crazy.
Watch out.
Still fine with the Radiant. We just need a... It's not a sack our own unit. Not gonna be easy.
Come on then. Scarper for a smack you.
Ocean mother.
My idea is I'll single combat this into this, and then I'll play Radiant or something. So if he has another Fervor, I'm really sad. If he doesn't have Fervor, I just win. Yeesh. So interesting how he was able to play around Radiant so well. But like that Make It Rain hit, he just played so well on this one Radiant that I have in my hand. We're still not dead yet, funnily enough. We beat Gangplank.
I'll shoot the wings off a building.
He has to attack with that.
Soldiers to me.
Keep up, keep up.
Okay, I have Sharp Sight. Oh, but now I can't play Radiant. Oh, that's such a misplay. Wow, that was really bad.
Let's do this.
So bad.
Boy, out.
I'm not dead too. Oh, wow, he's played so well around Radiant this whole game. Crazy. Back to back. Let me put him down to 3.
We march. I rarely forget and never forgive.
We lose to make it rain. Unless we top deck a strike spell. We should have done something this turn. We should have like maybe played for Demacia. Oh wow. He screwed up this game very well. Or a lot. He played it very well. It's crazy how well he played. Oh, it's a fervor. Wow. Dealing with that. Yeah, well, I could never play Radiant, I guess. You play the game really well to like play around Radiant. I think that like was a really good game to show how like skillful an aggro player can be. Like we definitely screwed up. We could have done a lot of different things better. But I mean, he also had all the fervors and everything, so like he threw really well as well. Like if that single combat went through, I just win the game. But he had to have another fervor, so tough luck. We be on the Draven Rumble. I'm not sure how this matchup goes. I suspect for the same reasons that other Demacia decks kind of have an issue with this. This could be not that great. Just because they have the ability to go wide really quickly. Like, Draven into, like, Boom Baboon into, like, Hoppers. Seems really bad for us. The good news is we can double float assembly line. And then that at least, like, prevents some damage going through from Boom Baboon. But he'd also have to, like, give up his Chompers for his Rumble. Doesn't have it, okay. Very happy with that then. I will just play assembly line. Ooh, Mystic Shot for Draven. Now the things have changed. If he plays Draven, I'll just play Sergeant. Oh, now I'll just play assembly. So next one's pretty neat. I get a pass, he plays Rumble, I get in with like Mage Seeker, and then he can't play any 3-mana spells, and Rumble dies. He has to be a little bit careful. Which is really cool. Sure. You deal your 1 damage, buddy. And he gets to deal 2, I guess. Oh, we'll block here. Is he like locked stuff out of Rumble? Kind of interesting. Judgment, huh? Judgment's a good card. Thing. Play Rumble. The only reason you kept your Flame Chompers is when I guess you want to use Ignition. So this is the does he get baited moment. He gets baited here, it's just a little unfortunate for old Squeebs. Come on, buddy. Show me. Good players don't get baited. Still do this, we can challenge the Poro.
Denounce magic.
It's good on him for not falling for that. Maybe also like get excited to my Mage Seeker here. I need to find a way to build back up to Judgment because he's going really wide and I need a way to prevent that. The issue is I can't really play around like Whirling. Like Whirling, Get Excited are all the cards that are hard to play around with my current board state. Once I get a 3-4 down, a little less so, but right now it kind of sucks. Ass. He hasn't used Ignition. I heavy passing. I don't get a Poro out of it. Fine. Ooh, Lux is really good if he has Rumble. No, it's not because he has Flame Chomper. Does he even have Rumble? So he made a smart play last turn but not playing Rumble. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have Rumble. Okay, there you go. That's really goddamn scary. And we can still go after Rumble. Lux this turn obviously has no merit. We just use a Mystic Shot here. Might not take too much damage. We have 4 blockers and a Mystic Shot, so we can clean up the board. He has like a the Might, I guess, that deals a lot of damage. Other than that, then we're still doing okay. Probably send this after here. On the blocks. And then we should have Judgment for our next turn, or for his next attack turn. Judgment doesn't even kill Rumble. Ooh, that's tough. I think if I were Squeak, I would just shove everything in. You can get some pretty favorable trades. You pull this, you pull... Okay. He has might, he has might. He'd use on his next attack turn anyways. There's not really like playing around that. Not to the point where we can actually realistically play around that. Single combat's really good. I would hate to commit too many spells before I'm able to like... You're also whirling. If he whirling is here, he flips, but that's okay as well. Few unknowns here. We'll see what's up. Like this turn, we need to get rid of the spell shield and then set up for like a judgment single combat, something like that. We'll play Jace this turn. Probably like single combat the barrier. Could be like a whirling. Get excited is a little bit more risky. Oh wow. Disrespect. I think I'll just Mystic Shot it. It's a lot safer to just Mystic Shot it. I don't want to risk him having another way to deal with it. I can single combat this way now, I guess.
There's nothing a little ingenuity can't
Oh, next turn I can't even single plus Mystic. I said the Prey. I mean, if he had Whirling, he'd use Whirling, right? I feel like.
needs a few adjustments. System upgrade.
Yeah, I'm 1 mana off of Judgment plus single. Big question is, do we go for the Judgment? I think the answer is yes. We don't have to. We just like single. Ah, why be a coward? We Judgment. We always Judgment. He has to have Whirling. Oh. That's pretty good. Him having 11 points of burn from this point on is going to be really difficult. And we're going to steamroll him with Lux plus Jace on board. You probably even just cast Acceleration Gate. And then we're threatening a lot here. Yeah, his hand range is slowly diminishing. Yeah, so he has no burn left. Which means we gotta be a little bit more, be a little bit more picky about what we go for here. I do want Lux on the field. Like, I just get lasers from here. This barrier is kind of sick. Shove it in.
Now we're cooking.
So it's just what the last card is. Even if he has like, I'm not a huge big like concerned if he kills Jace here. That's whatever. Like we still have Lux. We're gonna like be in and out of this game. or take any damage. We have single combat, we're taking 1 damage here. Ooh, second Lux, pretty good.
Let's boogie.
Yep. We're chilling here.
Shine with me.
And then this barrier should protect me from anything. Cool. I'll probably just like play sharp side into like acceleration gate. Nah, acceleration gate without Jace on board is pretty bad. And we're fine here.
Soldiers to me.
Just gonna beam him out. Just like Fortimos or something.
But
Go
the
sharp
Martian
side.
soldier is worth 10 foes.
Yep. Play Fortimosity twice. Seems very over. Oh yeah. It's exactly what I was playing around too. Like this flips my Lux and I get a second beam off of this. Crazy. Lux is such a cool card, man. Holy moly. I love Lux. Lux is so sweet.